My sons and my daughters, to you I plead. Watch, don't get no horrors, but please take heed. I know you don't want no sermon, but my admonition is to guard you against all the evils of life that create strife and destroy life. Walk cautiously, children, be alert, because you have an enemy that's roaming the earth. I know you're young and restless, but you don't have to be careless. You see, sober thinking leads on to righteousness, to happiness, spiritual bliss. That's why I tell you this. Watch out, my children. Watch out, my children. It have a better policy.
Yes indeed. Yes indeed. Of course, wonderful words by, of course, the late Shorty I. And I tell you, of course, that those are not just inspirational, but very, very, what I consider to be discipline-oriented. And of course, focus on who? On the children. And essentially telling them to, of course, look at the narrow and straight as opposed to the broad. And those qualities and principles that will not, of course, edify and to generate the moral and ethical right and wrong that must guide you during the course of your life. Of course, children will learn from what they would have been exposed to. And so the role of parents, the first most important institution that children are exposed to in order to learn the values and the right and wrong and the religious and spiritual normal behavior or expectations in any society. So there's where we are. But of course, tonight is not my night. Tonight, of course, is that of the children. And you notice that they are talking to each other, but I'm sure they're not paying attention to the calypso that is being played. So the first question I will ask them, what Shorty I is, of course, expressing and telling young people in particular what to do or what not to do is a teaching technique that I have adopted many years during the course of my teaching practice. So that tune is playing, and I will quiz them as to what Shorty I is saying to them and what they should or should not do. And as a consequence, I notice I get their attention. Yeah, that's a good technique, teacher. Always do that to make certain that they are paying attention. So that being as it may, let's get a little more of Shorty I, and then of course we are going to start in earnest.
To my French children, attention, mes enfants.
Attention, mes enfants.
Let's start a little earlier.
I know you don't want no sermon, but my admonition is to guard you against all the evils of life that create strife and destroy life. Walk cautiously.
All right, okay, so there we go. Let me say formally, of course, a pleasant good night to all of the country, East, West, North, South, Central, our friends in Trinidad, our friends in Tobago, and wherever you are, streaming on the worldwide web, a pleasant good day to you. I know that you want to talk about, of course, Maduro and, of course, this hysteria that seemed to have enveloped Trinidad and Tobago in terms of some amorphous or fictitious war. No, we have been told by officialdom that there is no war. Trinidad and Tobago is not in any conflict with anybody. Yes, and there have been words of what I consider to be recrimination, meaning that of course both sides are saying certain things. But clearly, when one looks at it, is in their own interest. Maduro fighting for his life, and of course the present government is saying in no uncertain terms they are setting up themselves for economic and of course cultural and social good relations with the most powerful country in the world, economic, military, and otherwise. I'm talking about the United States. And why not? Of course, there are those in the middle, like the rest of CARICOM, who apparently have nothing to lose, but still, of course, attempting to try to influence what Trinidad and Tobago should do. And of course, the Prime Minister is correct by saying, listen, CARICOM has become an unreliable partner. Partner is the operating word here, not reliable, because we can swing that any which way, but certainly partner. So it means that there is a recognition that they are partners. It says that, of course, they are unreliable. But that being as it may, let's get on to the children, and of course, let's introduce the normal Saturday team. Of course, to my far right, it will be, of course, Joshua Smith, yes, my son, and then, of course, Maiah, who, of course, hails from. You wouldn't want to know, but but it's important that you understand first and foremost that they have braved and are here live on George Street, braving all of the negativities about Eastport of Spain, Lavatil, etc. Why? Because they have a message to share with you. Both adults and adult, of course, wise, all adults may not be parents, but all parents usually are adults. So I want to say both adults and parents, some things that you can learn, and of course tonight is no exception. And that being as it may, let me of course introduce my two Saturday guests, if you want to call that guests of honor. I want to give them some dignity to the whole exercise, and of course themselves, so they are motivated. Let's start, of course, with the one that would normally visit us on a Saturday, whilst Joshua will be much more regular. So we'll start with Maiah. Maiah, of course, a pleasant good night to you, and thank you for being here. We have one of the mic that is not functioning as we'd like, so you'll have to speak to one mic, and then you'll share it. All right, sorry about that. There's something I want to set up next week. We won't have that problem. No, that one isn't okay.
Pleasant good night to everyone.
Tell louder, man. Louder. You know, you're a brave, young, and by now you have a lot of experience. Go ahead.
Pleasant good night to everyone on the face of the earth. My last week actually was nice because we went on a field trip to some schools. Two of the schools we went to was actually my first and third choice.
Okay.
So the first school we went to was St. Joseph, Convent St. Joseph.
So that's the first choice in terms of what you have selected for your C exam. Okay, good.
That's my
I want to
first
make it
choice.
clear. Yes.
And then we went to Tunapuna. Actually love that school right
Okay.
now. That's my third choice.
Mm-hmm.
And then we went to Arima North.
Tell us, so why would you have a field trip there? What was the purpose? What was the objective?
So
what was the
we went to the
reason?
field trip because our teachers
Mhm.
wanted us to get familiar with the schools that we put and to know how much marks we need to get to
Oh, I
go to
see.
those schools.
Oh, wonderful, man. That's a beautiful. I want to commend the teachers for taking that initiative. I have not had that experience with Joshua. However,
When you reach a standard 5
I suppose, but of course, in the meantime, what we have done as parents is show him the schools and them that he would take for his first, second, and third choice, etc.
St. Joseph, Convent St. Joseph,
Uh-huh.
the best thing about that school is that it has AC in all the classes.
It's in all the classes, and you love that to feel a bit cool in this very hot weather that we're having, especially in the tropics here.
I also wrote this for you.
Oh, you brought this for me? All right, okay. Behind, under, above, about. All right, well, tell me all about it in a while. Let's hear Joshua's introduction, and then of course we will get on to the substantive issues that we want to discuss tonight. Go ahead.
Everybody.
Yeah, yes. Anything to share with the population?
I went to the pool today.
You went where?
Pool.
You went to the pool. All right, let's hear that, man. How are you so short and curt? Wait a minute. Yeah. Come here.
Tired.
You tired?
Kinda.
Is he tired? But he's still on the program. I don't know what. Anyhow, let me don't say anything other than that. What happened at the pool? Anything in particular? Apart from, of course, swimming and bathing and so on and so on.
Well, I stayed almost half of the day.
Oh, you stayed half of the day there, yeah. Under Mommy's authority, not so? Mommy gave you a consent to go?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Right.
You too, though.
I do. Okay. Sorry. I just want to make sure. All right, and what transpired? Anything in particular? Your friends who were there, the people who organized the entire exercise, all of that. I know that there are some things that you would want to share with us. Go ahead.
Well, from the pool, the people living like 2 minutes. Well, like 2 meters away.
2 meters away. All right. Okay.
And since I was the first person to ask to go in the pool, nobody else come. I asked for 5 people to come because
Okay.
it was my god sister,
Okay.
my friend, my other friend,
All right.
and my god sister friend.
All right. Okay. So it was a family affair, kind of thing. A distant family affair. All right. Go ahead.
And so and my other friend was supposed to come, but he never come.
Okay.
And after the lady said I could have stayed in the pool, and I started need to come out, and you know why?
Right.
Because I was the first one to ask.
He was the first one to ask. So therefore they trust your judgment. They see you as a leader, kind of thing. All right. That's good.
So if you're the first one to ask,
Right.
for like other people too, not
Yes.
just yourself.
Yes. Yeah, it
You
shows
get
that you are
to-
not selfish, and you show that you are a community person. You consider other persons. You are considerate. All right, kind and yeah. That's a typical Smith, because that's how we are, and that's how I am at least. All right. That being as it may, of course, let me get back to my original, and that is, of course, that song by Ras Shorty I, late Ras Shorty I. Calypso. In fact, he has been credited for inventing soca, Ras Shorty I. He is the one to discover soca with the music that we enjoy so much these days around Carnival time. All right, so I'll start with you, Maiah. What Ras Shorty I taught us or told us in that song about? I'm not going to go further. Let me see if Oli was listening.
That children supposed to go to school and learn.
And anything else?
No.
Yeah, nothing else?
No.
Joshua, you have anything to add to that?
Shorty, I said people bringing shame and disgrace to human grace.
Why? Shame and disgrace to the human race. Watch out, my children. Watch out, my.
Because
There is a man called Lucifer with a bag of white powder. And he don't want to powder your face, but to bring shame and disgrace to the human race. I can't sing, people, but at least I could recite. Let me. What's this bag of white powder they're talking about?
cigarettes.
Eh?
Cigarettes.
Cigarettes? All right, okay. Let me hear Joshua. Cigarette? Yes. Is that cigarette? All right, yes.
I mean, I don't even want to say it, but coke.
Cocaine. Yes. Cocaine. Cocaine, yes, but you could use just to make sure that we do
White
not.
powder.
Yeah, we do not make Maiah believed that she's wrong. No, they use it as a cigarette as well. They put it in cigarettes and they smoke it as well. So she was right, but I think you were on target in terms of the actual powder, and that is white, which is of course cocaine. Yes, people. And young people, you must also understand that it is not to powder your face, but to bring shame and disgrace to yourselves, part of the human race. You have a comment to make? Yeah, go ahead.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So, my granny was working after school, right?
Uh-huh.
So we saw this
watch
lady,
here.
we saw this schoolgirl.
Uh-huh.
She had plenty powder underneath her neck.
Uh-huh.
So my granny said, if you have plenty powder underneath your neck, that means you're ready for the mail.
You're ready for the mail? For the mail, all right.
So I just want to ask if that's actually true.
If that's actually true, all right. All right. Well, you know, Mommy, Granny is correct. Usually that is what it is, but but in some instances it may not be. But usually that is so. You're ready for the mail. What do you think Mommy mean by what Granny mean by ready for the mail? What Granny mean, Joshua? Ready for the mail?
Having a
boyfriend. Having a what?
Boyfriend.
A boyfriend. All right, okay. We'll accept that. All right, so what we have learned, of course, from the statement made in that song by Rash Shorty is that cocaine is not good for human use. They call it, some people would say consumption, a big word, but it means, of course, to use, right? Not good. And of course, what it does is do all kinds of things. I remember, for example, in one instance where there are people who get addicted, meaning that they can't do without it. And when that happens, they will sell the whole house. We had an instance where a fella having a good job on the Port of Spain port, the wharf, and then, of course, became addicted and dependent on this cocaine. And what he did, he sell the furniture. He went, of course, and sell some of the kitchen utensils, all of it. And then he started, of course, to pull up all of the toilet bowls and the sink and so on. The next thing, the windows and the roof, etc. Next thing, what remained there was a shell of a building. So do not engage in the use of cocaine. It is addictive, and it could make you do all of these things if you are not strong. In fact, I don't want you to even consider cocaine as whether for recreational, let's say for pleasure, or for otherwise. We don't have, of course, alcohol. Of course, at a certain age, we have alcoholic beverages that is legal, but certainly cocaine is also illegal as well. All right. You have a question you want to ask? No?
No, this mister who worked with my grandmother in Hong Kong,
Mm-hmm.
he used to have a good job, but my granny told me the story. He had a good job, but he followed some bad friends.
Uh-huh.
And right now, he on the road begging.
He what?
He on the road begging.
You're on the road again, yes, yeah. That's another story, yes. Many of what we call vagrants, but a nice word is displaced people. Nice word, but it means the same thing, vagrants. People you see all over the streets and so on. Many of them would have been there as a result of taking cocaine, right? Or being addicted to some, what I consider to be chemical substance that is not good for human use. If you take it regularly, you become addicted, and next thing you lose everything. So that is what has happened. I suppose that is what has happened to that example that you gave us just now. All right, let's get on to some other work now. I see you gave me something here in my hand. It's here. It's a document. I wanted to explain it to us, but just want to tell you that, of course, it refers to behind, it refers to under, above, about. So Without further ado, let me ask Maya to explain.
I never learned it.
Oh, you never learned it? Oh, she just bought it for me. All right, okay. But I suppose what I am seeing from it is...
Our teacher sent it to our parent group chat, so my granny printed out.
Oh, I see. Okay, no problem. It's part of our English program then. But let me just show you something here. Joshua, I tested just now. Joshua is not looking too good in it, but I need to make you see our virtual class. This is our virtual class. Yeah, it's a virtual class where, of course, you see all of us are there, and we have a blackboard in the background. Yes. So we are getting there. We want to use it from next week, and we will have a little earlier time on a Saturday to do that, because we want to catch all the children that are home. So Joshua looking good there, man. All right, so we have a virtual class. Let me just show you something on the blackboard itself. Let me just make sure we have that. Yes, right. So there we have it. On the blackboard, we have, of course, we were doing some work with respect to English grammar, which we will do some tonight. So I've switched there. So it's a virtual classroom. We have a physical classroom as well, which is just across from my left. But I'm not seeing the pictures that how I would like it. So we are developing that. But so what I will ask them to do from next week is go up on the board and maybe do some fraction or some arithmetic or write a sentence, as the case may be. But of course they will use the chalk in live. So that you, the students out there, you who are in your C exam class, so you who are just about to or not yet there, or even after, because there are some people who may not, in spite of how old they are and have gone through the system, may not have understood certain concepts. And that is what we want to do. We want to, of course, set up the rules of engagement so that when you go to school or when you are asked to express yourself, whether mathematically or written through English or through social studies, as the case may be, you are able, of course, to do so, because we'll teach you, of course, how to learn as well. I had an experience this week, which I'm not going to elaborate upon because I want them to, of course, talk, and I think they have some things to read as well. But with respect, of course, to this particular document, let me just switch back. Yeah, we can, of course, switch back to where we were before in studio. Yeah, Joshua, you're out of the picture. Yeah, so here it is. Of course, let me just read it quickly because she brought it, and of course, we probably could use this as the basis, but they also have things to read as well. All right, so behind, the cat is behind the door. He stood behind the curtain. There is a garden behind the house. The sun disappeared behind the clouds. She hid behind a tree. What do you think when they use the term behind, what those sentences would tell you, Joshua? Is about what? Those sentences, the cat is behind the door. But of course, the term they use here is using the word behind. Why they give you that? Why they give you those sentences? Why those sentences?
Well, you're going back or something and something from there.
Right, okay, so they're trying to emphasize and give you examples as to how you could use behind, right? So that is what's happening. The cat, there's a garden behind the house, right? The sun, and of course she who hid behind a tree. Let me hear you, Maya.
Any sentences on how you could use the word behind.
Behind, beautiful, yes, that's right. All right, under, the shoes are under the bed. The child is playing under the table. The cat sat under the chair. The tunnel runs under the river. He kept the box under his desk. Again, same thing, the use of under. Would you agree with that, Joshua? Huh? All right, okay. And which one of these sentences do you think you could remember? Do you remember any?
The shoes are under the bed.
All right, okay. The shoes are under the bed. And you, Maya, any one you can remember? Use the mic. Use the mic. Use the mic.
The tunnel runs under the river.
All right, okay, because I'm asking both of you to read out this afterwards. So if only feel alone, get me to do what only supposed to do alone. No. Above. So of course they are now saying how you could use above. The clock is above the door. The plane flew above the clouds. The temperature is above normal. His grades are above average. The sun was shining above the mountains. All right, again, same purpose. All right, okay, then about. About, of course, same purpose, how to use about. We talked about the movie. She is worried about her exam. This book is about history. Don't care or do not care about what others say. Tell me about your trip. All right,
And
so
then I have this too.
that too? Oh gosh, no, that's enough. That's enough. All right, Joshua, just read the first two. What the first one is? Behind? And then under, and she will read the second two. Go ahead.
So,
Yeah, 1, 2, that's it, yes. And she will read above and about. Yeah, go to the mic. Don't forget, we have one mic. Next week we'll have, of course, these pin-on mics, you know, we advancing. So next week you'll have them pin-on. So it is mobile, they're both mobile as well as independent. So we don't have to have cord connected to each other in order to make things, to make you hear what they're saying. But go ahead.
the cat is behind the door.
But you're dealing with what first? What word?
Behind.
Behind, okay. All right, go ahead.
The cat is behind the door.
Uh-huh.
He stood behind the curtain.
Uh-huh.
There's a garden behind the house. The
Uh-huh.
sun disappeared behind the clouds. She hid behind a tree.
All right.
Now the word under.
Under, right, good. Very good.
His shoes are
Get the
under
sit up. Sit up. We want to see your face. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
His shoes, no, the shoes are under the bed. A child is playing under the table.
Mm-hmm.
The cat sat under the chair.
Uh-huh.
The tunnel runs under the river. He kept the box under his desk.
All right. All right. Maia's turn to read about what? Read about and read about. Read about. There's a play on about, right? Go ahead.
Above. The clock is above the door. The plane flew above the clouds. The temperature is above normal. His garden are about average. The sun
Is
was
what is about average? Is what?
his garden.
His garden. You sure? Joshua, where's that word?
His grades.
Oh. Go ahead, yes, is what?
His grades are above average.
Yeah, that's right.
The
Mhm.
sun was shining above the mountains. We talked about the movie. She is worried about her exam. This book is about history. Do not care about what others say. Tell me about your trip.
Beautiful. All right. So, but tonight we were talking about. Let me just switch again because last week I think we were talking about parts of speech. We did that already, as well as, of course, what is called in grammar those punctuation marks. A big word, punctuation marks, but it's really and truly symbols or things that we use to indicate in a sentence when we are speaking, when we are writing, of course, we don't talking, so you can't know a punctuation mark when you're talking, but certainly when you're writing, the person who is reading will know if you want to pause, if you're saying something loud, if you're asking a question, and so on and so forth, right? So there's something like 14 punctuation marks in the English language, and of course I'll ask Joshua to just give me 2. I'll ask Maiah to give me 2 as well, and then of course we would make some observations about it. Yes, we're switching from the normal studio panel to, of course, the virtual classroom from time to time, just to show off a little bit and to show you that we have the technology. Yes, Joshua, go ahead.
So what to?
Yeah, two punctuation marks.
So can I pick anyone?
Yeah, anyone. I was saying, just give me two.
Question mark and exclamation mark.
Exclamation and what? And question mark. Okay. All right. You, Maya.
Director.
The what?
Direct speech and direct speech. That's one.
No, you had to pick on the board.
No. There's a name. No. She don't pick on the board, but there's a name for that. It indicates direct speech, but it is not the mark itself. But it indicates that somebody is speaking indirect. So there's a mark that is called.
Two little commas that go.
All right. Okay. So inverted commas, right? Yeah. Open inverted commas, close inverted commas, right? That's what you're talking about. Give me the next one.
And to show ownership.
To show ownership. All right. Where you call that? You're giving me what it mean, but I want to hear the name. All right. So.
The commoner is gone. So that is Jen.
Where? Joshua?
Jenny is.
All right, you give me an example. Go ahead. Say it to me.
You mean the apostrophe?
Yeah.
All right, very good, Joshua. Yes. The apostrophe. Yes, the apostrophe. A little upside down comma.
I don't say just know them by how I see them.
By how you see them. All right, but
I don't know the name properly.
yeah, but if somebody, you see, it's just like let's say you're doing maths, right? And you know the vulgar fraction. Joshua, what is the name of the number on top of a vulgar fraction?
Dividend.
Vulgar fraction, vulgar fraction. I ain't talking about no division. Vulgar fraction. All right, well, you tell me, Maya. Numerator, right. And Joshua, the bottom number. Denominator. Now we get it. I suppose you were a bit confused, right? Yeah. Well, just as that, if you have a math question with respect to the vulgar fraction, they will say the numerator is 7 and the denominator maybe is 14. All right? So therefore you have to know what a numerator is and what a denominator is for you to work it out. That's all. Agreed? Right. So it's the same thing here in English. If Miss say, for example, or so, putting the or name the particular mark, meaning that because we're talking English, and if they ask you to put in the identify the commas, for example, you will be able to. You have to know what a comma is. That's all. Well, same as in maths, where of course you say identify or what the numerator is or what the denominator is, right? So I just want to make sure that you have to understand and know that. If you don't know, then of course you will get the thing wrong, when in fact it is so easy, all right? But you have to be able to learn it, all right? So of course those are some of the punctuation marks in English, which we will do in specific programs after today. Bring back that page again with those words that we are supposed to do some, that we just read. All right. No, you hold it. Read the first sentence in behind again for me.
The cat is behind the door.
Right. You agree that is a sentence?
Yes.
Why is it a sentence? That's for you out there. Why is it a sentence? Or what is a sentence? You see where I'm coming from now. You have to know what it means, what these things mean, in order for you to be able to do any exercise that may have these issues for you to be tested upon, right? Tested upon. You know what I mean by tested upon, right? Because I want to make sure you know, right? People challenging you, what it means. So, what is a sentence, Maya?
A sentence is a word that starts with a capital letter and ends with a full stop, question mark, exclamation, and exclamation mark.
All right. I'll accept for the time being, but until I get a better one, if I get a better one. Joshua, what is a sentence?
She said exclamation twice.
Eh?
She said exclamation twice.
It doesn't matter. I want to know from you what's a sentence. But if she say exclamation twice, that is irrelevant. What is a sentence? That is what you have to focus your mind on.
A sentence is a group of words that make sense.
Ah, wonderful. Wonderful, yes. A group of words that make sense. A group of words that make sense. That is the classic example or the definition for a sentence. So it must be a group of words that make sense. All right? So you got that, right? So it's not just it begins with capital, etc., but it's a group of words that make sense. Now, let me get back to you now to make sure that you salvage or you not feel that because you didn't have a clear understanding of it that you shouldn't feel no how at all on this program in particular. But let's make sure. A sentence will normally begin with what? A capital letter. That's right. Okay. So, you see, so she was able to gain from the next question that would have been asked. Right? And what are some of the words? They usually call them parts of speech, but I'm going to go there. But what are some of the words that, if you want, you could say parts of speech that would normally attract, besides the beginning of a sentence, but in a sentence, what are some of the words that you will have to start with a capital letter? Go ahead, yeah. Words that will start with you start your sentence, all right, like this one. Start the sentence. Right? Do you have it? Proper noun? Yes, proper noun. Proper noun. Any other things that you may want to look at in terms of a capital letter? They basically is proper nouns, right? All right. Yeah, noun. What is a proper noun?
A proper noun is a name of an animal, place, or person.
Right. All right. But that's a noun, right? That's a noun.
Yeah,
so
but
inside of it, there are proper noun and common noun. So what you will
wait.
see as a common noun? Go ahead.
Proper noun is like when they just say the cattle, you then give a name for the cattle, and the girl, you then name the girl, you then name the boy, you then name the person. Proper noun is when you say Johnny Cattle send you, so you name the place, you name the animal, you name the person.
Beautiful. Yes. Once you give them the name and not the common name, because you could say cat, but it could be any cat. But if you say Johnny the cat, you know, well, look, that cat name is Johnny, and therefore that will attract what? Capital letter at the beginning of Johnny. Agree with that? Joshua, you agree? All right, good. All right. So let's go to the first sentence that you have here. Read it for me, and then of course I'll ask certain questions before I'll go to reading. Anybody doesn't matter. Read the first sentence and behind the.
But we read that just
Yeah, I know, but I'm asking again to read it. I am the teacher here, not you.
The cat is behind the door.
The cat is behind the door, right? Beautiful, right? And we said that a sentence is what, Maya?
a sentence is a group of words that make sense.
Right, that makes sense. Does that make sense? That what you just read? Right, good, right. But inside of it, there's something called parts of speech. Noun. Remember again? What again? No. We talk noun, so we know that you're talking types of noun. But let me hear what other parts of speech are there. You have nouns. Alright, let me start with Joshua. I'm sure Joshua will give you some kind of indication as to where you should be going. So there are 8 parts of speech. You know that, right? 8 parts of speech. Let me hear. We got one noun. Let me hear some others.
Noun, pronoun.
Uh-huh.
What? Where it's conjunction, interjection, preposition.
We get all that. What's your name so far? 5?
Yeah.
Okay. There are 3 more to go?
I'm forgetting the easiest one though.
Yeah, the easiest one, yes.
Easiest
Verbs. Sentence must have a verb.
And
It must have some kind of action taking place. Verb, adverb.
adverb.
Eh?
Something that's helping verb sound.
Yeah, that's adverb. Adverb, yeah.
Adverb. And
Simile is one.
Eh? No. Simile is a figure of speech. That's it then, that's all. And we cover them.
It's supposed to have 8 or 7.
8, yeah, 8. How much you have so far? 7? So which one you have left out? Oh yes, adjective. Right? Adjective. All right? Okay. So in this sentence, the cat is behind the door. All right. Since we know the parts of speech, then every sentence has to be made up of part of speech. Every word would suggest a part of speech, not so?
Yes.
You agree with me? Right? All right. So, what part of speech is cat in this sentence? The cat is behind the door. What part of speech is that?
Noun.
A noun. Very good. Joshua, the door. What part of speech is door?
Noun.
A noun. Yes. Why?
Because it is a person, place, animal or something.
It's the name of something.
It's the name of a
Right,
person,
yeah.
place, animal.
No. I asked you about door. You see, you have to answer the questions very specific. If Miss asks you, what is the part of speech of door in a sentence, and you said no, then she will ask you why. You cannot say it's because it's the name of a person, place, and you have to say no, it's the name of something. That's all. Right. In the case of cat, Maya, why you say cat is a noun?
Because it's a name of. Because it's an animal.
Right, that's right. It's the name of an animal. Very good. That is where we're going. So we have to be very, very specific, because when Miss asks, or the exam asks you for in a particular way, they're trying to trick you, and you had to know exactly what they would have meant. All right, okay. The cat is behind. Anybody want to attempt? What do you mean? What the part of speech is behind?
Verb.
I behind, you behind, he, she, or it behind.
Verb is when you're describing something.
No. Verb is what? What's a verb first and foremost?
A verb is an action word.
Action word, right? Good.
Well, then,
So behind is the action word.
No, it's an adjective.
The adjective. All right. What is describing? Adjective is a describing word, right? What is describing? So behind seems to be the verb in this sentence, right? All right.
Conjunction.
Not if we have and all that kind of thing. All right. So let's pause there, because we'll go into details and we will start from scratch. Just testing them to see where they are, and therefore, of course, we'll be able to fashion our lessons to suit that, or where they are, so that we don't get mixed up, or we take it from there and move from, because education is about moving from the known to the unknown. So you may know something, right? But when you get something new, you add it to the known, and then you move on. And in that way, you build until, of course, you become an expert. All right. What all you brought to read today? Time is moving fast. What's the time now? We have plenty of time, man. 1 minute past 9. Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah,
go ahead.
a lot of things.
Yeah.
So he making us read the budget.
Who's that?
Grandpa.
Grandpa? Okay, good.
Then he making us read weather.
All right. Well, choose. I'm leaving it up to all you. You have to choose quickly because we have limited time. I thought all you planned all the thing before we came on set. Let's go back to main studio. So people, of course, is reading time. So we are back on the panel and of course in main studio. So it's reading time. Go ahead.
A budget is a plan of how to spend and save money for a period of time.
All right. Get the mic. We only have one mic tonight.
The national budget is a plan to tell the country where the government will get money from and what they will spend the money on.
All right. Our next part.
The government gets its money from
Damn, you finished? Oh.
P-A-Y-E. Pay as you earn from people who work.
passport,
housing and land tax.
oil and gas.
Yeah, people, they organize.
Government spends money to provide services such as housing, health, roads, education, and agriculture.
And the third part you was supposed to writing, but
What's that?
the part here,
Oh, that is an exercise that only supposed
our
to do.
national budget was presented.
Was what? Presented, that's right. Beautiful.
To the nation by
By the Minister of Finance, Dr. David Atang. Don't mind the name, Mr. Cullen. That was not their mistake on our time.
Want to fix up? Want to ready?
Yeah. We did change our name,
Okay.
yeah, but the change
Oh, because in the book says come the book says come in birth. So you see, so they well are attuned to their to their social studies and current events. Very good, very good. So they know that it's not in birth. Of course, if it was the adult program, I would say something, but this is the children's program. So I wouldn't make any comment until tomorrow night. But go ahead. Want to finish there?
Yeah, and then there are some questions.
I'm surprised nobody called tonight though.
Nobody called tonight. All right, okay, people. The line is open. Normally, I don't expect people to call in, except of course the kids when we start a little earlier. We don't want to stay this long or this hour because of course people have to go to sleep and so on. The kids. So we'll have a program. If we say Saturdays for the kids, we'll start a little earlier. Maybe 6:30 for the latest, so that we can get here early and of course leave early, and the kids will be able to be up in order to of course watch at what I consider to be their favorite Saturday program dedicated to young people. And of course we'll have a whole classroom full of these young people. All right, question of course coming out of this. Let me just switch to the classroom. All right, so we're in the classroom now. So notice you see on the blackboard, national budget. So that has been written in there. Tell me something about what is a budget? What is a budget? Anybody?
A budget is a plan to tell the country where the government will get money from.
Oh, she cheated too. She cheated.
I don't need to cheat.
All right, okay. You don't need to cheat. All right,
I like to do my thing fair and square.
I mean, yeah, a budget is what?
A budget is a like plan
Uh-huh.
to how to manage and spend your money.
All right, okay. Well said, and well paraphrased. All right, budget, right. And what are some of the things that a budget will contain, will have in it?
Taxes. Food prices. Then it will also have taxes. Health.
Okay.
Land and building, taxes and oil and gas.
I said taxes already.
All right. What taxes? What is meaning of tax? What's tax? Tell me what's tax.
Taxes.
Taxes when you had to pay money for something that you didn't.
Huh?
What's that?
Taxes.
What? Let me hear what's tax? What's tax?
You give me access. You say
Tax, like it's all these people called tax collector and just come and collect your tax when you do like pay on time and thing.
All right, but what is tax? I mean, they get you the function, but what is tax? Tax is what?
When you own somebody money, so the taxing you.
All right. I like that one. Yeah, I like
say
that
you
one.
owe somebody money for borrowing a car.
Uh-huh.
So the taxing you, so they say you have to give me $1,000. But if you take too long, they'll give you an interest.
Interest. All right. Okay. We'll get back to that. But let's go to the lines because, of course, somebody is calling. I suppose. Let's hear. Pleasant good night. Welcome to the corridor. And, of course, our children's segment. A pleasant good night.
Yes, Mr. Lennox, I listen to them kids and them.
Yes. They are wonderful, man. I think.
Good night.
And you are calling from, tell them where you're calling from so they will be more motivated.
Calling from the United States.
Calling from
I live
United
in
States.
Florida right now.
Florida, right now, East
Tennessee.
Florida, right. Okay. All right. Yes, go ahead. Make your comment.
I mean, Mr. Lennox asked a question, what is tax?
Yeah.
You know? Tax, Joshua, is when you buy something in the store or something and they tax you a percentage of the product that was what you have to buy because like $5 you could charge you like a 5 or 6% of it and you add it on to it called tax. That's a revenue for the government. You understand, Joshua?
Joshua, you understand?
Yes.
It's actually, I like the last part of the caller's definition. It's a revenue for the government, so therefore it's something that the government adds on to a particular item or anything at all for that matter that they see that will bring them income, right? Bring them money. So they tax you. So once it is done by the government, it's usually considered to be a tax. But I will explain the other part that you mentioned, Maiah, that is it has the same principle, but it is considered different. But go ahead, United States.
Right, Joshua, you should ask what do you do with the tax? You know?
Yes.
What do you do with that money when they tax you? The tax is that to run the country. So,
Right.
like you're giving a little money to run the country, like pay the police, the fire department, the people who work for the government, and all the government workers, and they split up their money in all different ways. So that is the use system. That is what the use system.
Use of it. Understood, people,
Yeah,
or
I-
you
I-
want him to further explain?
Yeah, for actually.
They want you to further explain what's the use of it again.
Okay, use is for like fire department, police department, um, people who work in the government, like the Red House and all different revenue, like the passport office and all these government things. And that's what they use it for.
Understood? Understood? I'll explain further later on, but once all you understand, the government, just as mommy and daddy has expenditure to buy food every week or month, as the case may be, to give you money to go to school, to buy your clothes and so on. Well, just as mommy and daddy and your household has things to buy and therefore spend on, the government has the same thing too. Same thing, right? But the only thing is that they would spend it on salaries for their workers. They will spend it on fixing the road. They will spend it on providing lights. They'll spend it on providing water for all of us. That's a big difference. Yeah? Understand it? Right, good. All right, go ahead.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, and the next thing again, I if your mommy and daddy working for a company or somebody, they also call, don't you call INS? Pay Lennox?
Yeah.
INS, right?
Yes.
Huh?
Uh-huh.
Right. They put it in a different way, Joshua, but they call it INS, but it's really tax.
A bank,
You know?
yes. Yes.
They really tax your mommy and daddy. And what they do end of the year, when they took, they file taxes back. And if you have 2 or 3 children and you pay this and pay that and show the government that when you spend it and you overspend, you'll get back some money back. Depends on how much you pay in CIN. Understand that, Joe?
Understood.
Am I
You say you listen, yeah, you listen. Go ahead.
right?
Yes.
I know it's a very
I want to go that far. I just want to say simply on the tax here because I don't want to confuse them, right? So don't go too high.
No, it's about, I'm not trying to tell him it's about the same
Yeah,
thing when
yeah.
you buy something.
Okay.
You pay tax.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
when your mommy and daddy work, it's something like that. It's not really same, but similar.
Yeah. All right.
You know,
Thanks very much. Anything else you want to add?
No. Later we
Okay.
talk about something else.
Thanks very much. Thanks very much. Of course, that was, of course, a call from the United States. Right now he's in Florida. You want to ask a question to him? Or you want to say something?
Not after the program.
All right, okay. After the program? All that time?
It's not really important.
All right, not really important. All right, okay. So we understand tax. You understand tax? What the government do? Now you mentioned earlier that somebody, if they lend somebody money, and they ain't pay it back, they tax them. Well, it doesn't work exactly like that. If, for example, you go to the bank, it is called interest. It doesn't call tax. It's called interest, right? So therefore, they will lend you the money on a certain amount of interest, but it's more money you have to pay back, and the excess money, the first set of money is called the capital, the first set of money, and then of course what you have to pay back is the interest. You have to pay also the interest. And that is how the bank make money, additional money, right? So it's interest in that case. In the case of the government, they call it tax, even though the government has borrowed money too from banks, right? But there is a different arrangement all the time. So go ahead.
So I think what she's talking about is owing.
Owing. Yeah, but if you're owing the bank, for example, if mommy and daddy or me, right, owing the bank, it is not called tax. It is called we paying the interest. Right? That is what is called with respect to us. But as far as the government is concerned, because the government could watch at our Fande or watch all of these houses here in East Port of Spain and say, listen, they could decide, they could go to Parliament and make a law saying, well, listen, everybody had to pay $10 on in every house that is on this street. Government could do that, yeah. But when coming to the bank could only put interest on something that they lend you, right? But the government could take your money just so, in other words, just so, by coming up with some scheme, some idea to take your money, and what they're doing with it is what we just said, yeah. To do what? What the government do with the money?
Spend it.
Yeah, on what? Lights, yes.
Food, water, sources.
Water, yes, that's right. The roads, fix the roads, all the recreational grounds like the savannah and so on, fix. They spend money, of course. The prime minister had to get paid. All the ministers had to get paid. Yes, the president had to get paid. Yeah.
Well, that person who them taxing on that real money.
All of us. What the government does is tax all of us a little bit. But because it's 1 million and something of us, how many people they say in Trinidad and Tobago? 1.2, 1.3 million people. So imagine, of course, not all of them could pay tax because remember, everybody not 18 and above. But that's how they make their money and that's how they spend the money. Go ahead.
So if somebody
people, of course, the line is open and we are talking taxes because they raise it and we are just, of course, working it out. There are way to, inside of that, we could do some math with it as well. We have, of course, percentage and all of that and so on. So we will convert it into a math session as well.
So if somebody with a small little hut, like, them hut in Africa.
Yeah.
Right. They also have to pay tax?
Well, I like how you put it. She asks if, of course, somebody with a little hut, like what you see in those African pictures, if they have to pay tax. Well, I want to say yes and no, because when we had the property tax, yes, everybody had to pay. Yes, even if it's that hot, they had to pay.
Too?
Yeah, millionaires as well. Yes, everybody. They calculate it in a particular way. Yeah, if you pay tax. But these days, the present government, in the last budget, right, only people who have their buildings that are rented out. If you have tenants, then they pay a particular tax. Right? It is called a levy or something,
Yeah,
but it's a tax anyway. Yeah.
If you're poor, right,
Uh-huh.
and you're living on the street, you still have to pay a tax?
What do you think?
No.
No, that's right. Yeah, because them have no responsibility. The government. Yeah, but that doesn't mean that if the government is minded and they see too many people on the streets, they have the power to go to the parliament and tax them, and say, look, to live on the street, you have to pay $10 a month. They can do that. But of course, they had to be real wicked. That's because if people were not so, and here it is, you want to tax them still. That's a harsh and hard and wicked government. I agree with you.
If they do that, I will just go in and say I'm not a citizen of Trinidad. I'm foreign.
You're saying foreign? Right? Well, the government will ask you to prove it. Bring your birth paper, bring your ID.
I learned some Spanish.
You learn some Spanish? I hear you. Yes, Joshua, let me hear. What's your point?
If the president only tell me that, I can run up in Toko.
You can run up in Toko?
They don't catch me.
I don't think you can escape the government because they are responsible for the whole country. Right? All right. What we have to read again? We have something else to read?
Yeah, but
Are you finished asking us?
Yeah, but one more thing.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I pretty
One
much
more
exhausted,
thing
yes.
before we go.
Go ahead. Next week, people, we'll have a mic dedicated to each one of them, so we won't have the shifting and maybe the intonation that you may be getting out there.
Okay, so
Go ahead.
the if you if you live in like no if the government tax you
Uh-huh.
and they go in the water, the
Uh-huh.
government responsible for the water.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
the
not
money,
like the ocean, like the sea.
yeah, the money will be like when we go Shagaramas, right? Notice that when we go to bathe, whilst we may see debris like bamboo and wood and thing and and Kentucky boxes and so on, right? But notice when when we go back, we don't see it again, right?
I don't know.
Yeah. If we went there today and we left Kentucky boxes all over the place, when we go back tomorrow, the boxes will not be there. Right? Observe that. Why?
Because
Because the government pays people to take care of that. That is
Wait.
where the money is going here.
wait, if you're a foreign citizen
Uh-huh.
and you come to live in Trinidad for let's say 2 weeks
Mhm.
or for the whole time,
Hmm.
for the rest of your life or for 2 weeks, you still have to pay tax?
All right. Well, you see, the government's smart. You may not have to pay direct tax. If you're not working for the government, you won't pay what is called PAYE, pay as you own, right? You right, okay, right. So you won't have to pay that. Yeah, PAY, right? Pay as you own. But every item you buy in the grocery, almost every item has a tax on it, so you're paying tax indirectly. Yeah, you're paying tax. So you can't get away from the government at all. So whether you are a foreigner, whether you are local, you're paying tax.
At least you didn't make babies pay taxes.
At least you don't make babies pay tax. Yeah.
Yeah, but in some hospitals, babe, these parents had pay tax though.
Well, not really because
Well, had to pay for the injuries and.
the government used the tax money to provide for the nurses, the equipment in the hospital building itself, the cleaning of it, and of course all the medicines and so on. That's what the government will tax from as a sweetie, a fan, a computer. Well, this is it exempted, but let's say computers, books that you may buy, etc. They will of course tax you there to get the money in order to make sure that your baby, if you have cause to be in the hospital or you get injured, all of this will be put at your disposal to benefit you from the taxes that would have been collected by the government.
Yeah, but I have a question, right?
Right.
At what age the government can tax you?
At what age? Usually 18.
Ooh, I'm fine.
Yeah,
Because
you
if
fine,
I
but we are not. Grandpa and they are not. And grandma are not. But we
Yeah,
are.
at least I'm fine.
But you are. Yeah. So you don't have to study that until you reach 18 years. Yes.
I just go and see.
However, wait. I ain't finished yet. It means therefore that if you go and buy snacks in the shop, you're paying tax, you know.
I will want.
So in that sense, that yeah, bourbon. So in that sense, you're paying tax no matter what age you are. All right?
I had to pay $1 for bourbon. I still talk.
Yeah, that is tax. Yeah, that is tax as well. Yeah. All right. Yeah, go ahead. Well, okay, we want to change that topic now. Go ahead.
VAT is also a tax?
Yeah, VAT in itself is a tax. VAT is a tax. That is a percentage you pay on every item you buy in the store.
Excuse, can you ask us some questions about who's your new prime minister, right?
Well, read first now before we go there. Because this whole idea is, of course, improve your reading skills. And I had to ask already the meaning of some words as well.
Disasters.
Is that?
Natural disasters.
Go ahead, yes.
A natural disaster is an event with a natural cause that results in a lot of loss or life or damage to property.
All right, that sounds dread, but go ahead.
Human beings has no control. Wait, human beings have no control over these events because they are forces of nature. It is a it is as a result of natural processes of
Natural what? Don't swallow up the word, you know. Natural what? Let me see. Yeah, processes, right, okay. Natural process. Yeah, processes, right. All right, let's shift there. Have you heard in recent time, like yesterday, day before, something called Melissa?
Yes.
Melissa
Yes.
in Jamaica.
Yes.
What is that? Let me hear.
A tornado.
A tornado.
I mean a hurricane.
A hurricane. Yes, Hurricane Melissa. Yes, the struck the the western part in particular of Jamaica,
It's also
and had extreme destruction. I could put it up there, but
On TikTok, I was seeing a large flood with a shark swimming in it in Jamaica.
in Jamaica, yes, but that is a result of a natural disaster
Talking about,
from a hurricane called Melissa.
Disaster and stuff.
Yeah.
Remember when you asked me if we're the first country to worry and save Venezuela?
Yeah, and you consider that a disaster?
I consider it as a disaster now because why is that happen now?
All right, okay, but you see, read the definition of a disaster, and you will see that that one is man-made, but it says natural. Read it again, read that again, man. You know what natural disasters we're talking about here, not man-made disaster. Go ahead. Start from the top here. Start from the top, so it will tell you what a disaster
a
is.
natural disaster is an event with a natural cause that results in a lot of life or damage to properties. Human beings have no control over these events because they are forces of nature. It is a result of the natural processes of the earth.
Right, good. So, so we know about hurricanes. Any other
Earthquakes.
earthquakes? You agree with that, Joshua? Tsunami. All right. Anything else?
Flooding.
Yeah. Flooding. Yes. Yeah. And are these man-made? Man interfere with it? No, it's nature, right? So therefore, once is natural, meaning that nature did it. It means that it is a natural disaster. But Joshua was trying to direct our attention to man-made disaster, which of course is war, a war. Yeah. All right. Yeah. A what? Volcano, yes, is also a natural disaster. Anybody knows what a volcano is?
Yes, a volcano is like a big mountain full of lava inside.
And it's also
Okay.
a modification.
And it what? And it does what? What it does?
Erupt.
It erupt and blow up and a set of hot stones and lava be
Running out.
And we also, it has some Caribbean countries that have mud volcano. It's also one of them.
Where you'll find a mud volcano in the Caribbean?
In Trinidad.
In Trinidad? Yes, we have one. Yeah, we have two, I think, in Trinidad.
Yes,
Yeah.
we have to.
Two.
And then,
And
I
what?
believe in Haiti.
Haiti? Yeah. But what? Those in Trinidad, what they are called? Name them. Because, I mean, if you're doing social studies, certainly they will ask you his name. Devil's what? Devil's Wood Yard. Remember that? Devil's Wood Yard is one. Joshua, you want to consult your...
I can pull up the phone.
Yeah, go ahead. Consult your smartphone. Name the...
What are the two
What
mud
are the
volcanoes
two mud volcanoes in Trinidad?
come up. Do slow. Yeah. Put it by the mic so they can hear.
and the Devil's Zodiac.
Piparo. Eh?
Piparo
And the Devil's Zodiac.
Oh,
All
what?
right. All right. All right. Forget you got the information. Let's get back to reading. Give us something substantial now.
Oh, we couple of some pictures. That what it look like?
What was that?
The Devil's Zodiac and Piparo.
You do that after the program. But let's get to some reading again. Good. Hey, and don't bring them. I want reading books that I could get some solid stories from it. Yeah. All right. Good. Talk to Grandpa. All right. Good.
Natural disaster, hurricane. A hurricane is a large storm with very strong winds and lots of heavy rainfall.
All right.
The hurricane.
Yeah.
The hurricane season is from the 1st of June to the 30th of November every year.
Another name of the hurricane is tropical cyclone.
Silos.
Silos.
The cyclone. Sorry, cyclone.
Cyclone.
Cyclone. Hurricanes are created tornadoes, high winds, and widespread flooding.
When they come onto land, the heavy rain, strong winds, and large waves can damage buildings, trees, and cars.
Hurricanes can be tracked by weather satellites.
Read over the notes above and answer the question to complete the sentence.
Right, okay. Well, since all that is the case, and I wanted to ask you some questions. Read the questions that the exercise.
What is a hurricane?
Right. What's a hurricane?
Hurricane is a natural disaster.
I like that one. I like that one. But what's specific? Because there are a volcano is one as well. Earthquake is one. So what's a hurricane?
No.
A hurricane
Yeah.
is when there are heavy rain and flooding.
That's all. Most important thing, man,
And
because
winds.
you could have heavy
And
rain
strong
tomorrow.
winds.
Strong winds, very good. Yes, a hurricane, very important is the wind. In Jamaica, that wind that accompanied that hurricane, Melissa, was 135 or 45 miles per hour. Yeah, 100. That is real speed. It moving faster than when I am driving. 'Cause I just drive at 100. Well, that's 145. So imagine. So that is why, of course, well, apart from getting the potential for a speed ticket, but the fact is that is why so much damage was done in Jamaica.
You
Real
don't
damage.
you don't drive at 100. You only drive at 90, 80, and 40. And 50 and 60.
All right, then, don't embarrass me, man. Don't embarrass me.
What?
And people, of course, the line is open. The line is open, of course, and you have a chance to talk with both Joshua and
I mean, some people say the truth does hurt, I know.
the what? The truth has hurt. Yeah, big talk. Only help me, man. Call in, of course, and quiz them and share whatever knowledge that you would like to share with them. We'll open up that segment at a particular time. We cut it a little more short. Just about an hour we will have it when we are starting in earnest to utilize, of course, our virtual class. So we'll cut it to about an hour rather than an hour and a half. All right? But in the meantime, you have the opportunity to talk with them and to speak. Let's look at some of the comments that have been made, Joshua. Joshua, let's read some of the comments, please.
I will do.
You read one, I read one.
I
Good night, boys. Lennox. Blessing
no,
to
Mr.
the
Lennox.
Mr. Lennox. Blessing to the two children.
All right?
Go ahead.
Blessing Blessed night, Lennox, Miss Joshua, and Maya.
Maya.
And Maya, yeah,
Mia.
all right, forget
No,
me.
I'm Mia.
Yeah. Okay, let's go,
Good
read some more.
evening. Good evening.
Yeah.
Good night to the TCT family.
All right.
Ah,
What again?
are we going?
Wave, wave, wave. Wave, wave.
Good
Eh.
night.
Yes,
Three
awaiting.
answers for good night.
People, of course, the line is open 337-6940. 337-6940. Go ahead.
Good night, Lennox, Lodi. These children need a break from school, LOL.
I already have a break, which is Monday, because my teacher has a workshop.
So they say that when they are school on a Saturday too, so they say that, well, this is not classroom, so they say that you need a break.
The only
Alright.
break I get Saturday and Sunday.
No. So long as exam is ahead, they could have no break. That is how it is. That's how specific the society is in terms of education and edification. When they reach at the time where they would have completed their schooling, then of course they can take how much break they want. But go ahead.
To enjoy my lessons.
Yeah,
What?
Yeah, go ahead, Doctor.
Good night, Lennox. Lock on, Florida.
Florida. All right, beautiful.
60 cool.
Send it right to Florida. Send it right to Florida now. Florida. All right, good. Go ahead.
62 go. No, 62 go to David Welch.
Trevor,
No, that is David Welch.
you are reading me next comment.
What you said? What?
Trev,
Said what?
Trev.
Okay.
Good night, Joshua and Mr. Lennox. Good job.
All right.
What about me?
Go ahead. Any more?
No.
That's it. All right, people. But thank you for the comments. So even though we didn't get calls, because I know if I alone was here, it was calls like peas. I know that you want to get into the adult segment, but that's all right. We'll get on a Saturday. We will have this program just to make certain that kids around East Port of Spain, Laventil, Beetham, Silex, and so on understand that these are kids like themselves, and they can do it no matter what stage of the education or what standard that they are in, or whether they are doing well or not. This is an opportunity for you to do well. Joshua, get into the picture, please. All right, and sit up, don't sit back. All right, yes, so that people can get to see you properly. Any other thing you want to share with us?
Well, we going to read this.
All right, because I know that earlier we want to bypass the questions that was asked about disaster in the workbook that Ole have before earlier. Are you trying to avoid it or what?
No,
Let me-
trying to avoid it. I want to do it.
You want to do it? Right, good. Well, please. Let me hear some questions. The question that was asked about disaster, natural disaster.
What can a hurricane cause?
Right. What can a hurricane
A
cause?
hurricane can cause natural death
Death. Okay.
and house losses.
And house losses. All right. That is acceptable. Joshua.
Wait, a hurricane? A hurricane what?
What can a hurricane cause?
Yeah.
What's the effect of a hurricane?
Hurricane could cause damage to, well, houses,
Anything else?
houses, people, pets,
Pets.
yeah,
Roads.
roads,
Bridges.
cars,
Yeah.
damages to everything.
No,
Well, mostly everything.
I ain't accepting everything. What I want to hear is specific things, right? Because that is what you would get more marks for if you are asked a question like that. If I say damage, ask a question and to answer it, I say hurricane does damage to everything. No. I'm gonna I'm gonna get some marks, but I wouldn't get as much marks if I say cars, bridges, roads, people, of course, houses, and so on. Right? All right. What is the other question?
This is the last one, and then we cool.
Okay, go ahead.
When
You get to read it.
Yeah?
When are we most likely to experience hurricanes?
Right.
You
When?
already question
That is a good one because sure that is a question that would come up for in your social studies.
There you go.
What is?
Um,
When we most likely to experience hurricane.
On the 1st of June to the 30th of November. What?
First of June to 30th of November. So let me ask you, let me ask a question now. Are we in the hurricane season?
yes,
Yeah.
Why?
because it is the 1st of November,
Right. And when is it expected to end?
the 30th of November.
All right. Okay. And Melissa, Maya, sorry, Maya saying Melissa. I studied the hurricane. Maya, when the hurricane season would begin?
On the 1st of June.
1st of June. Yeah, 1st of June. Very important, these dates, because they will come constantly, because those are dates that can't change, and therefore you ought to know them. Take for instance, you ought to also know
So that is 6 months straight.
6 months. Yes,
6 months.
About 6 months. All right, checked it. All right, let's hear this call. Let's say I was yearning to get a call. Thank you very much, caller, for calling. Okay. Yes, welcome.
Yes, Mr. Lennox, I call back.
Yes, man, go ahead.
Listen, talk about hurricane.
Yeah.
Joshua, you know the hurricane season starts from June from there till November. Okay? Why is it that Joshua, why is it that hurricane that time of the year? Why is it you get the hurricane?
Why would you get a hurricane? Of course, they didn't read that, but I'm sure you will help them.
Repeat the question.
Well,
He said that why you will get a
Okay,
hurricane.
Joshua,
because
I'll
it
help
is
you
during
with
the
that.
rainy season.
Rainy
Because
season?
we change-
He says rainy season.
We change of atmosphere.
All right.
We change of the temperature on the water, heat, and hurricane like heat. You
So
know?
you mean like climate
So-
change?
No, not
Right,
climate
climate
change,
change.
but
Correct.
weather change really. But go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that having the time of the hurricane and the time of the season, that's why they have it that way. The time of the hurricane season called the hurricane season. So that's the reason because of the change of temperature and the atmosphere caused that. Because usually the hurricane comes from where? Where, Joshua, you know where it came from? Where does it come from?
Where hurricane
Most of
comes
the
from?
time?
Go ahead.
Joshua, you know that? Where the hurricane? I'm going to ask you a question. Where the hurricane most of the time come from?
Where the hurricane come from?
Yeah.
Yes.
Can I answer?
Go ahead.
Yep.
All right.
The sea?
All right. Maya is attempting to answer, and she's saying what? Go ahead.
All right, go ahead.
She said the sea, from the sea.
Yeah, I know the sea, but where usually, what country really develop coming from? That's what I'm saying. Most of the time.
I'm going to say high winds and water vapor.
No, he wants to know a location.
A location like in the
Africa.
tropics.
Where?
She say Africa.
Africa, off the coast, yes, of West Africa.
Correct.
Yes, off the coast of
Correct.
West Africa. Yeah, very good. All right.
Most of the time it come from Africa, you're correct.
Yes. All right. So they learned. But I dig up something here, so I think I will help them with that one time.
All right then. Okay.
Yes. Thanks very much. Thanks very much. Thanks very, very much for bringing up that. So let's go one time to a
Water
little
droplets in
piece.
the atmosphere
Yes.
form clouds, including big, stormy cumulonimbus clouds. As the warm air continues rising upward, the winds begin blowing in a circular pattern around a center. The spiraling winds gather up a cluster of big thunderstorm clouds. Once the spinning winds reach 74 miles per hour, the storm has officially become a hurricane. Hurricanes are huge. They can be 10 miles high and over 1,000 miles across. Once a hurricane hits land, it runs out of warm, moist air and its winds begin to weaken. But the storm can still cause lots of damage to communities near the coast. Thankfully, we have weather satellites that are constantly monitoring the conditions down here on Earth. The GOES-R series of weather satellites scan the hemisphere every 10 minutes and the U.S. every 5 minutes, keeping an eye on conditions that might cause a hurricane to form. Once a hurricane forms, the satellites can help predict the storm's intensity and track it.
Let's start over.
Hurricanes are very large and intense storms. But where do these giant storms come from? A hurricane starts with the warm water. Hurricanes are very large and intense storms. But where do these giant storms come from? A hurricane starts with the warm water found near the equator. Hurricanes typically only form in tropical regions where the ocean is at least 80 degrees Fahrenheit. These warm waters evaporate, creating warm, moist air which acts as fuel for the storm. Wind is also needed for a hurricane to form. Many hurricanes in the United States are caused by winds blowing across the Atlantic Ocean from Africa. This wind causes even more of the warm water to evaporate into the air. The warm, moist air then rises high into the atmosphere, where it begins to cool. Way up there, the water vapor condenses back into liquid water droplets. Water droplets in the atmosphere form clouds, including big, stormy cumulonimbus clouds. As the warm air continues rising upward, the winds begin blowing in a circular pattern around a center. The spiraling winds gather up a cluster of big thunderstorm clouds. Once the spinning winds reach 74 miles per hour, the storm has officially become a hurricane. Hurricanes are huge. They can be 10 miles high and over 1,000 miles across. Once a hurricane hits land, it runs out of warm, moist air and its winds begin to weaken. But the storm can still cause lots of damage to communities near the coast. Thankfully, we have weather satellites that are constantly monitoring the conditions down here on Earth. The GOES-R series of weather satellites scan the hemisphere every 10 minutes and the U.S. every 5 minutes, keeping an eye on conditions that might cause a hurricane to form. Once a hurricane forms, the satellites can help predict the storm's intensity and track it minute by minute. This information allows meteorologists to deliver early warnings and help people stay safe. Find out more about Earth's weather at NOAA's Sightings.
Yes, indeed.
Liquid water droplets. Water droplets. A hurricane starts with the warm water found near the equator. Hurricanes typically only form in...
Right. So there we have it, people, of course, and I have to ask questions now.
So
Right?
one more thing.
Let me hear firstly what you learned from that video about hurricanes. Joshua, start first. And then you'll ask your questions after. Go ahead.
Well, I learned that it's hard to do something with water vapor, so I was right.
Yes.
So, seeing that the water vapor form clouds and downstairs have wind and it's circulating around
Yes.
clouds, and after it make a hurricane when it reach like 47 miles. 74 miles.
Oh, yes. Winds.
And after the sea can make a lot of damage.
Let me tell you. All right. What you learn?
That a hurricane, when the winds reach Earth, it's lessened down.
When it reaches, when it hit land,
Yeah.
it reduces. And why? Joshua, why?
Because when it enters
When it hit land,
when it enters land, it gets hotter and hotter, and the water vapor cools down more.
All right. It doesn't get hotter and hotter. It gets cooler because it don't have the heat to sustain the storm, to make the storm happen. So notice that it usually happens in water, very hot water, right? Around the time that the hurricane season is. That is when the sun, and we're going to learn all that when the sun is overhead the equator, and when, of course, it goes to the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn, and when we get Christmas, and all of that. We're learning all of that right here on this program, because the earth spins in a particular way, and all of the air, the atmosphere, operates in a particular way around certain time. We're going to learn all of that. We're going to learn what create day and night and all of that, right? So, but this particular instance, go ahead.
It's a one thing that I know about the sea.
Go ahead.
The moon makes the waves.
The moon influences the waves. All right, okay, all right. But the spinning of the earth as well is also a factor. But we will deal with that. But let's deal with the hurricane. What we learned, one, that it is a place called the Azores, just off Africa, where, of course, the water is very hot, and it heats up. It forms water vapor, as you know, and it goes up. Water vapor goes up, right? The hot air goes up, and then it cools at the same time, and then, of course, it forms what? Rain. That's so, and we know the cycle of rain, right? But it keeps moving across the ocean, in this case the Atlantic Ocean, from east to west, and we are in the West Indies. So why it is moving, it is picking up hot air, and of course this process takes place where it get cool, and then it get more and more intense and wider and higher, and then of course what they call cumulus clouds. You hear that term just now. Well, those are very dark, dangerous clouds that has a huge amount of water in it, and then that continues until it reaches land, where, because it no longer has the heat to nourish it, to make it go further, it then of course dies, and that is how it comes to an end.
So the earth spin because of the gravitational pull?
The earth's spinning is a natural thing, because it spins around the sun. The sun is the biggest star in our universe, and there are several planets aligned with it, and they are all put in a particular, what is called an orbit, a circle around the sun. All of them.
Yeah, the gravitational pull.
Yeah, because of the gravitational pull of the sun. But the earth itself has gravitational pull, because that's why we live on earth, why the plants are here and the water remains on earth, because of the gravitational pull. What is gravitational pull, in fact? What is that? Big talk. You give me big talk, and I ask you what gravity means. What is gravity? Yeah?
Gravity is when you're floating, like how those people, like astronauts, float in the spaceship.
When they have no gravity.
They have no gravity. Very good, yes. All right, now, gravity is the force that keeps people anchored on Earth, and of course, it's a force that really pulls people to the middle of the Earth. So it's a force.
So if you leave Earth and you go on the moon and you jump, they just go and float, and after go back.
Yeah, because there's no gravity there, as we know it here.
A little bit of gravity.
A little bit of gravity. All right, okay, yeah, I agree with that. All right, so we learned, of course, what is a hurricane. We saw the whole process before our very eyes. Let me go back, of course, let me boast a little bit and go back to the virtual classroom. So we did what we did. But just now we had the whole question of gravity.
Can we talk about the Armageddon?
We want to talk? Nah, we'll talk about that next week. We don't have much time. All right? So we talk about gravity. So we know what is gravity. Let me leave here knowing what is gravity. The first thing, because That is important for the whole universe of which the earth is a part. And then we have, of course, for impact that is important for us on earth itself. What is gravity? The force is a force, right, that keeps things on the earth or pulls things to the middle of the earth, right? Gravity. All right? Again, what is gravity? Joshua?
Gravity is a
force. A force. It's a force. Yes. That what? That pulls things to the middle of the earth.
Well,
anything that you're seeing, the water on earth, the trees, you and I keep the houses here and so on. But when you break that and you go out there, well, no gravity, you're floating.
I just say a pull force.
A what?
A pull force.
A pull force. Yeah, all that could work, yes. Pull force, yes. All right?
If it was a push force, it would have.
Yeah, if it was a push force, it would have go in the opposite direction.
If the sun wasn't there, we would have.
If what?
If the sun wasn't there, every planet would have just be floating.
Yeah, that's right. Yes. But there's a particular thing that we will learn about the earth, because that's how you get your year, 360 days, 365 and a quarter days, and you also have, of course, how you get day and night. We learn all of that, but it has to do with the power of the sun, right? Our largest star.
It takes a year for the whole earth to spin.
Yeah, takes a whole year for not the whole earth to spin, but the earth to move around the sun. It takes a year. But it takes a whole day, 24 hours, for the earth to spin around itself or by itself, right?
Okay, so you're trying to say that a snail slower than how the earth does.
Yeah, it might be faster, right? Because, of course, it takes 24 hours for it to move from darkness to light. And the light, of course, comes because that side of the earth is facing the sun. And the part that is not facing the sun, them is night. So in Australia, in Australia, when we are day, they are night, and vice versa. When they are night, we are day, because of that rotation of the earth.
America.
Yeah?
I thought it was America.
No. America is in the same zone like us.
Well,
so they are on the western side. But we will deal with that at the appropriate time. I don't want to confuse all it too much. All right. Let's close up. Next week we will deal. You see how much work we have to do. So I'm just making sure that everybody understand. Education is about, of course, moving from the known to the unknown. So you knew something when you came in, you know a little more now, and that is compiled on what you know already, and then we move on until you know.
1 minute before 10 o'clock.
1 minute before 10? Wow, people, sorry about that. I know that this has been interesting. Of course, quite a lot of you have been making your comment and so on in the virtual class that we now have been able to utilize the technology to establish, and while being, of course, in the presence of the panel. Let me just show you that, and where we, of course, looked at a video dealing with the formation of hurricanes. All right, so let's see if we could conclude now. People, I'm sorry about that for going that late, but I thought it was just about 9:30. All right. Once again, Joshua, let me just make certain. Where are hurricanes formed?
Hurricanes are formed in the middle of the earth.
We said that? Where are hurricanes formed? All right. All right. All right, no problem. That is all right. Let's go. Let's start over the video.
But where do these giant storms come from? A hurricane starts with the warm water found near the equator. Hurricanes typically only form in tropical regions where the ocean is at least 80 degrees Fahrenheit. These warm waters evaporate, creating warm, moist air which acts as fuel for the storm. Wind is also needed for a hurricane to form. Many hurricanes in the United States are caused by winds blowing across the Atlantic Ocean from Africa. This wind causes even more of the warm water to...
So where are hurricanes formed?
Africa.
All right, near the coast of off the coast of Africa. Right. I think we could end with that. People, of course, have a wonderful rest of the night. God bless, and see you, of course, tomorrow night. When, of course, yes, Joshua will be with us, but just for 15 or 10 minutes, and then we will start with big people business. It has been a great pleasure to test, of course, the system that we have. I think it is working. Hopefully that it is sustained, so that we have more of this. We will have some additional information, like on a Sunday morning and so on, where we will try to assist those C students. We will have, of course, the CXC exam, and very important, the adult classes, targeting what? Targeting the school leaving exam. And the whole reason for that is to make people what? Functionally literate. You must be able to fill out a job application. You must be able to read a sign. You must be able to read the newspapers, for example, and so on. And if you pass an exam in the meantime, well, then of course kudos to everybody. But there's a win-win situation in such development. So it was a pleasure doing it for you. But of course, let me get the departing words or comments from Joshua first. And no. Let's give our guest, our special guest first. Go ahead, special guest.
Bye-bye. Have a good night.
Say it a little louder now, man. That's not normally you always spiky and dynamic and so. Come on, man. Let's hear it a little better. Go ahead.
Bye-bye. Have a good night, and I hope you sleep well.
Right, beautiful. Now we're talking. Joshua.
Bye.
Just bye? Boy, I ain't buying that, but it's all right. All right, then let's end as we started, of course, with Ras Shorty Eye, and of course, as the lesson would have been, stay away from drugs or stay away from cocaine in this case, but to stay away from drugs in general, because it will only, of course, bring disaster, just as a hurricane that is intensive.
Somebody said hi.
You want to say something? Before you want to say quickly? No, you want to say? Okay.
My sons and my daughters, to you I plead. Watch, don't get no horrors, but please take heed. I know you don't want no sermon, but my admonition is to guard you against all the evils of life that create strife and destroy life. Walk cautiously, children, be alert, because you have an enemy that's roaming the earth.